Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to Study Online and welcome to Python session. Under Python, today I'm going to teach the topic that happens to be operators in Python. That is session number 2. Hope that everybody would have seen session number 1. Let me just do one thing. Let me just share you the screen. Let me just open the notes, whatever I have taught in the previous session. Python. The topic name happens to be operators. When it comes to operator in session 1, what is that I have taught? See here, operator is a symbol which performs some operations or task according to the requirement. And I have just clearly told you this 10 and 20 will be treated as what? Operands. This symbol is treated as what? Operator. When it comes to Python operators, please do recollect whatever you have learned in the previous session. How many types of operators are available? Very good. Don't you think there are 9 types of operators? Among that 9 type of operator, in session 1, I have clearly taught you about arithmetic operator. Is that fine? That's what I have discussed. When it comes to arithmetic operator, how many types are there? Very good. There are again 7 types in arithmetic operator. That is plus, minus, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo operator, floor division, power operator. I think I have just taken each and every case and I have just shown you if you take floor division, what will happen? If you take division, what will happen? All those things I have taught you. Let me just do one thing. Let me just close this, or else I'll just tell this happens to be operators session 1. I will tell operators session 1. Operators in bracket, I'll just tell session 1. That means the notes of session 1. Next, let me just copy the same thing. I would like to create a new file. The file name happens to be operator session 2. I will tell session 2. Let me just do one thing. Let me just open this operators session 2. Just keep on observing. Keep on observing. When it comes to operator session 2, don't you think second type of operator is what I have to teach? The second type of operator is what I have to teach. Please recollect your notes. Why? Because you have written that. That's the reason I'm asking. What is the second type of operator? Don't you think the second type of operator happens to be relational operator? The second type of operator happens to be relational operator. When it comes to relational operator, there are 4 types: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Is that fine? That means I'll just tell like this here: greater than, greater than. Okay. Next, second one that happens to be less than, less than. Yeah. Next one happens to be greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay. The last one happens to be less than or equal to, less than or equal to. Instead of greater, I'll just tell this happens to be less than or equal to. Okay. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. Let me just see by taking the example so that you people will be getting even more clarity on that. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider the example number 1.py. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider example number 1.py. I'll just do one thing. I'll be creating a folder within Sublime Text, that is relational operator or comparison operator. Hope Sublime Text is visible for each and everyone. I'll just do one thing under operators. I'll just consider one more folder. With this folder name happens to be a relational operator. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider another folder. That folder name happens to be arithmetic operator. Just keep on observing. Just keep on observing so that you'll not be getting confused. I'll just tell the folder name happens to be arithmetic operator. Okay. Within this arithmetic operator, I'm going to paste all these files. I'll just open the containing folder. Okay. I'll just do one thing. I'll just close this file. Why? Because we cannot cut paste if the file is being opened. I'll just cut it. I'll just come back to the arithmetic operator. I'll just paste it. Next, let me just close this. Okay. Let me just open the Sublime Text. Now see here. When it comes to operators, okay, here it is there. It's okay, fine. It's a text file, no issues. Arithmetic operator for example, relational operator. I'm going to consider the first example under relational operator. I'll just tell example number 1.py. I want everyone to observe properly and understand in a very better manner. Okay. Assume that I have just taken two variables, maybe the variable name happens to be A and B. A is holding the data called as 10, B is holding the data called as 20. I'll just consider all the four operators. So which are those four operators, sir? Please tell me, if I print A greater than B, what will be the output? I hope easily you can tell. When it comes to relational operator or comparison operator, you will be getting the output in the form of what? True or false. Please tell me, A is greater than B. Is that true or false? 10 greater than 20. No, 100% it is false. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? False. Is that clear? Similarly, if I ask you to tell the answer for A less than B, don't you think the answer is correct? Yeah, 10 is less than 20. Next, if I ask you the answer A less than or equal to B, 100% 10 is less than or equal to 20. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? True. At last, if I ask you to tell 10 is greater than or equal to 20, that means A is greater than or equal to 20, what will be your answer? 100% it is no, right? Why? Because 10 is less than 20, that's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? False. See here? Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay, great. Now I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. Let me just come back to the notes. Okay, I'm going to paste the example. It's a pretty simple example. That's it. And I'm going to paste the output as well. Now, what about the output here? A is greater than B. What is the output? False or true? False. Why? Because 10 is never greater than 20. Next, 10 is less than 20. That is true. Next, 10 is less than or equal to 20. That's also true. Next, at last, 10 is greater than or equal to 20. No, that is false. This is what the output that I got. Now, please tell me how many of them are aware of ASCII characters? ASCII, ASCII character. Maybe if you people are aware, then you'll understand in a very better manner. That's it. Okay, what do you mean by ASCII? I'm just asking, what do you mean by ASCII characters, or what do you mean by ASCII? Sir, we are not able to write the spelling also, sir. Okay, I'll just tell you that. Observe properly. I'll just tell that happens to be ASCII, ASCII. That means it is pretty simple. American Standard Code, American Standard Code for information interchange. Is that fine? American Standard Code for information interchange. Now, if you tell A, what will be the data that will be stored? That means how the computer will treat that A. Similarly, if you tell B, how computer will treat that B, that is small letter b, that is also very important. And if you tell capital letter A, how this particular ASCII value, and what is the ASCII value for capital letter A, and what is the value for capital letter B. Observe properly. When it comes to small letter A, if you just ask me, sir, what is the ASCII value for small letter A, I'll just tell 97. Like this, the list goes on. For small a, 97, for small b, 98. Next, for small c, 99, 100, 101. Like this, it will just keep on going. Okay, sir, what about capital A, sir? When it comes to capital A, if you tell A, it will treat the data as what? 65. If you tell capital letter B, it will treat the data as what? 66. Now, sir, why you are telling all these things, sir? Why? Because for the next example, it is very important. That's the reason I'm just telling here itself. Observe properly. Okay, I think by this time you people are clear of what you mean by ASCII, and if you tell A, by default what it will take. If you tell capital A, what it will take. All those things you people are clearly understood. See here, I'll just do one thing. I'll just take the example number 2. I'll just consider example number 2.py, which how many of them will tell the right answer. I'll consider a variable called as what I can take. Okay, variable one. I'll just consider a string, that is small letter a is what I have taken. Similarly, I have considered a variable 2. With this variable 2, I'll just consider a string data that happens to be B. I will take. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. And the Sublime Text, I'm going to consider example number 2.py. I'm going to paste it. Now, think and answer. If I just ask you to tell the answer for this one, sir, what is the question, sir? Assume that I'll be asking the question like this here. If I just tell you to tell the answer for print function, variable 1 is greater than variable 2. What will be your answer? 100% this string data of A will be converted into ASCII character. That means the number. Please tell me 97 is greater than 98. True or false? 97 is greater than 98. False. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? False. Similarly, please tell me 97 is greater than 98 is greater than 98. Sorry, less than 97 is less than 98. Yes or no? Yeah, 100% it is true. Why? Because for you, small letter a means small letter a, but for PVM, it will convert this string character into ASCII character. Is that fine? That is 97. This is 98. Okay. And now tell me, 97 is less than 98. 100% the value will be what? True. Is that clear here? The value is true. Next, I need not to consider greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, because it is pretty simple. If you want, I can just take you that also. What is there in that? Copy this, paste it here. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. That's it. Same output is what I'll be getting. That is false, true, false, true. Is that fine? Now, sir, I want to see the ASCII character of small letter a, sir. Yeah, is there any function, sir? 100% there is a function for that. What is the function? If you ask me, there is a function called as ORD function. If you use ORD function and if you just ask the PVM to tell the ASCII character of small letter a, what it will tell? Not a thing. It has told 97. That's what I have written in the what I can tell notes. If I copy this, if I paste it here, see here, if I just ask the PVM, please tell me the ASCII data of small letter b, it will tell boss 98. Similarly, what I'll do, I'll just ask the PVM to tell the ASCII character of capital letter A and capital letter B. Next, I'll be asking the small letter Z. Let it be there in the notes. Small letter Z, the last character. Next, capital letter Z. That's it. I hope capital letter Z easily you can tell. What is the answer? 90 for capital letter Z. And what about small letter Z? 122. That means from 97 to 122, small letter A to Z. 65 to 90, capital letter A to Z. Is that fine? Please do respond. Is that fine? Sir, in the reverse order I want, sir. That means if I give the string data, it will be telling what? The ASCII data. But is there any function? If I tell the ASCII data, I want to see the string data, sir. Is there any function, sir? 100% there is a function. What's the function name? If you ask me, the function name happens to be CHR function. I think long back ago I have looked into this. It is CHR. Yeah, it is CHR. We will just check it out. I'm not sure about that. We'll just okay. We'll just ask PVM. I'll just tell A. What is the answer that I should be getting? Sorry. I'll just pass the data. What is the data? I'll just tell 97. I will tell. I'll be getting the output as what? A. That's what I'm expecting. If I execute, yeah, it's working fine. See here. Why? Because in the new version, I thought the function name they have changed. It's okay. They have not changed. See here. If I just tell CHR and if I provide the ASCII data, it will tell the string data as the output. Next, I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it like this. Instead of 97, I'll just tell 122. You know what is the output for 122? And if I just tell 65, you know what is the output? And if I just tell 90, you know what is the output? Why? Because just now we have executed. And if I tell 91, and if I tell 123, you only observe what kind of characters are there. See here, for this bracket, this is what? The ASCII character. Next, for 123, flower bracket, like this. So all the symbols, characters, digits, all those things will be stored in the ASCII format. Okay. If you want the table of ASCII, you can just check it out in the Google. That is ASCII table for Python. You'll be getting the chart for that. But as of now, please try to understand. Word is a function which is used to check the ASCII data. CHR is a function used to check which is the character for the corresponding ASCII data. Is that fine? Okay. I'll just do one thing. I'll just completely copy this. Let me just come back to the notes. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, great. Let me just paste the output as well. That's completely. I'm going to copy the output and I'm going to paste it. You people should write after each and every print function. Only I'm telling you should write after each and every print function, put one arrow mark and write the output. Is that fine? Can I expect you to write that? You should do that. Okay, next. Observe properly. Let me just consider the node point related to that, whatever I have thought just now. So what is a node point, sir? I can just tell like this here. I just tell node point. In Python, in order to find the ASCII value of any character, we have to use ordinal function. ORD function means what? Ordinal function. Similarly, If you want to perform comparison between two string data, then PVM would consider its ASCII value. Is that fine? Okay, great. Now tell me, what is the function that is used in order to check the character? So here I'll just tell, let me just copy this, let me just paste it. In order to find the character value of ASCII data, we have to use which function? We have to use which function? Character function. Okay, sir, what is the function name, sir? CHR function. Is that clear? For example, whenever a comparison will happen between two strings, here, whenever a comparison will happen between two strings, then what will happen? Think and answer. If a comparison is happening between two strings, don't you think it will consider its ASCII value? And by default, PVM will take its ASCII value. That is what I have told. Let me just do one thing. Let me just put some lines so that you will not be getting confused from example number 1 to example number 2. Copy this, paste it here. Next note point, okay, paste it here. Next, I'll just tell like this here, small a to z. What is the ASCII value? Corresponding ASCII value, 97 to 122. Next, capital A to capital Z. What is the ASCII value? Very good. 65 to 90. 65 to 90. Okay, great. Next, example number 2. Copy this. Okay. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna paste it here. Okay. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Shall I proceed further? That means for the next operator. Okay, maybe after the class, you can just take the screenshot or you can just update your notes. But I would suggest you to pause the video for a few seconds and write down the notes and practice the program. Hope that you have paused the video for this. Next, example number 2. You can pause the video and you can just write down. Okay, great. Okay, is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, great. Let me just do one thing. Let me just minimize this. I'll just come back here. Okay, the next operator happens to be what? What is the next operator? Okay, before me going for the next operator, let me just consider example number 3.py. Example number 3.py. Okay, example number 1 is done. Example number 2 is done. Example number 3 also I will take. I'll just share you the Sublime text. Inside the Sublime text, I'll just consider example number 3.py. Okay, example number 3. Okay, I'll just take a pretty simple example so that you people should not be getting confused. Okay, I have just taken Sandesh within a variable called as A, and within a variable called as B, I have just taken study online. Now observe properly. Let me just check it out. If I ask you to tell the output for A greater than B, what will be the output that you will be telling? See here, A greater than B. I know many of them will what they will see. They'll start to count the character. Okay, 7 character Sandesh. Study online is greater. Study online is what? Less than Sandesh. That's how you will count. No. But for you, it might be a number. No, 100% in Python, the calculation will not happen like that. So then how the calculation will happen, sir? First character it will see. Don't you think SS is what? Please do respond. Yes, maybe don't you think there will be some ASCII value for S is greater than the same ASCII value? 100%. What will be the output that I'll be getting? False. Because it is not greater. Similarly, here if I say if I execute here false, but if I copy this, if I paste it here, A is greater than or equal to B. A is greater than or equal to B. False. Sir, what, sir? Yes. Maybe what is the ASCII value for yes? We will just check it out. How to check the ASCII value for yes? I'll just tell word. I'll just tell word of yes is what I will tell. If I say if I execute here, the ASCII value of S is 115. Sir, 150 is greater than or equal to 115, sir. No, it will not be checking like that. What will happen if you ask me? It will just check this character. It will just check this character. Next, if these characters are same, if the first character is same, it will check the second character. It will check the second character by leaving this first character. Please tell me, yeah, what is the ASCII value of A? What is the ASCII value of A? You should tell me. So here, print. I'll just tell print function. Within this print function, I'll just consider body of A. Okay. Now you should tell me if I print the body of T, well, because that's what the character is there. See here, if I execute first, what is the ASCII character of A? 97. 97 is greater than or equal to 116. Is that true or false? 97 is greater than or equal to 116. No, 100% it is false. That's the reason I got the output as what? False. Is that clear? Like that only it will calculate. Let me just do one thing. Let me just copy this. I'm going to paste it. Here I'll just tell less than. Here I'll just tell less than. At last two, I should be getting the output as what? True. Is that fine? Because see here, A less than B. 97 is less than 116. That is true. 97 is less than or equal to 116. That is true. That's the reason I got the output like that. Okay. Next, let me just move forward and let me just take the next example. I want you to understand the next example. It is pretty simple. Trust me, the next example is pretty simple. Okay. Hope that everyone would have understood the example number 3. That means first, it will check this character. Next, if these characters are same, what it will do? It will just go for the next character. Okay, sir. What if the situation is like this, sir? Like observe properly. I have just taken example number 4.py. When it comes to example number 4.py, assume that within the variable called as S1, same data. See here, Sandesh is the data that I have taken. Within the variable called as S2, also I would like to consider same data, that is S2. Okay. Now, observe properly. I'll just try to check what is the output of what I can take. Yeah, I'll be considering S1 is less than S2. It will just check this data. Don't you think it is same? It is same. That means if the complete data is same at that point of time, what will happen? 100%, it will just take the first data itself. It will just take the first data. Is that fine? Please do respond. Is that clear? It will take the first data. Now tell me, yes, what is the value of S? I think if I just execute this, we'll be able to see the output. I think the value of S happens to be 115, correct, right? Now tell me, 115 is less than 115. Don't you think I should be getting the output as what? False. That's what I got. Similarly, if I just check the output of S1 is greater than S2, what will be the output? If I execute here, false. Now, for the same thing, I would like to copy this. Let me just paste it here. Observe properly. I'll just do one thing. I'll just calculate S1 less than or equal to S2. Similarly, S1 greater than or equal to S2. Don't you think I should be getting the output as true for these two things? Why? Because 115 is greater than or equal to 115. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as true for last two things. Is that clear? Hope that everybody would have understood the answer for the last one, that is example number 4 as well. I'll just do one thing. I would like to share you the notes, that is operators session 2. Example number 3, I would like to copy whatever I have written in example number 3. Let me just paste it. Similarly, let me just consider example number 4 as well. I'll just take this, happens to be the example number 4. Just tell example number 4.py. When it comes to example number 3.py, let me just quickly copy paste the output, whatever I got. I would like to copy the complete output. Let me just come back here. I would like to paste it here as the output. As one more thing, now I'm telling, whenever you're writing the notes, please write the output after each and every print function. Put on arrow mark and write the output. Next, let me just consider the next output, that is for example number 4. Okay, when it comes to the output of example number 4, let me just do one thing. Let me just go back to Sublime Text. In the Sublime Text, I would like to execute the program. Let me just copy the output. Let me just paste it here. Okay. Hope that everybody would have understood example number 3 and example number 4. Now what I'll do, I'll just take another example. This is example number 5.py. Observe properly. I would like to share you the Sublime Text. inside this Sublime Text, let me just consider example number 5.py. When it comes to example number 5.py, observe. Please tell me what will be the output for this one. We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. Print 1 is greater than 0. True or false? Sir, what, sir? You are telling 1 is greater than 0, but you have written true is greater than false. But don't you think true means what? 1. What do you mean by false? It is 0. That's the reason. If I save, if I execute, what will be the output? See here, if I say, if I execute, true is what the output that I'll be getting. Similarly, if I just consider the data like this, okay, sir, how you will consider, sir? Maybe if I consider 1 is less than 0, what is the output? False. Next, I'll consider 1 is greater than or equal to 0. 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Then also I'll be getting the output as what? True. See here, true is the output for this one. Similarly, if I copy this, if I paste it here, less than or equal to false, then also I'll be getting the output as what? False. Is that clear? Hope that everybody would have understood. Now, observe. I'll consider like this. Sir, how will you consider, sir? You only observe. Okay. If I consider a string data, and if I consider a string data, 10 is a string data, Sandesh is string data. Now, if I save, if I execute, what will be the output? True. Is that fine? Next, observe. Just keep on observing. I'll just tell you how exactly you'll be getting the output like a true. See here, what will happen? 10 is what? String data. Sir, what about this one, sir? It is also string data, sir. Then why I got the output as true, sir? It will just take the ASCII character of 10 string. Don't you think 10 is less than the first character? What is the first character? 115. That's the reason I got the output as what? True. Next, now what I'll do, I'll just paste it here. See here, 10 less than 20, 100%. That is a true. Next, I'm going to consider like this. 10 is less than 20. Next, 20 is less than 30. That is also true. That's the reason I got the output as true. Next, like this, maybe you can use two comparison operator within the same statement. Yeah, 100% you can use that. I will just check like this here. 20 is less than 20. Sorry, 10 is less than 20. Next, 20 is less than 30. Yes. Next, what about here? 30 is less than 40. That's the reason I got the output as what? True. Now observe properly. We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. As I should get all the answer as true, then only the output is true. If I get one false, then the output is what? False. Please tell me, 10 is less than 20, 100% it is true, but 20 is greater than 30, false. That is the reason I'll not be getting the output as what? True. Rather, I'll be getting the output as what? False. Is that clear? Okay, great. Similarly, I'm going to consider like this. If I just copy, if I just paste it, 10 is an integer is what I have taken. I have not taken a string. Here I have just taken a string. If you compare an integer and a string, you will be getting the output as what? Type error. See here, this comparison operator is not supported between instance of integer and string. That's what I told you, right? See here, I would like to paste it here. Let me just comment it. Hope everybody would have understood. I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to the notes. I think yeah, every possible scenario I have shown you. I'll just copy this. Let me just go back to the notes. That is operator session 2. Okay, I would like to paste the program here, and let me just paste the output as well. Okay, let me just copy this. I would like to come here, and let me just write the output as well. That's all I'm telling. Whenever you're writing the output, please write the output in this format. Which format, sir? Like this here. First, what is the output? Like this. What is the output? It is true. I'm going to paste it here. Similarly, what is the output for the next one? It is true. Next, what is the output for the next one? That is false. Okay. And what is the output for this one? Here also it is false. Next, what is the output for this one? It is true. That is 4 true, 1 false. Okay. I'll just copy this, paste it here, paste it here, paste it. Okay. At last, the output happens to be false. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. No need to write the output below. Why? Because after each and every print function only I have written the output. Let me just copy paste. Okay. Next example number 4. Let me just cut it. As I know you people will not be writing the output in this manner. That's the reason. It's okay. Hardly it will take around 2 minutes for me to write the output like this. Copy this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here. Okay, great. No need to write the output. Next, I think have to do for all this. It's okay. You can just write on that because I don't want to waste the time in between the class. Let me just do one thing. Let me just go back to the next operator. What is the next operator? Guys, already you have learned arithmetic operator, and you people would have learned the second operator. What is that? Comparison operator. Correct, right? The second operator is what? Comparison operator or relational operator. That also I have learned. Next, I will teach you the next operator. Okay, sir. What is the next operator, sir? The next operator happens to be what? Equality operator. Equality operator. See here, when it comes to equality operator, there are two operators that will come under equality operator: double equal to as well as not equal to. Is that fine? Double equal to and not equal to. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider a few examples so that you people will be getting the complete clarity. As equality operator is used to compare the data. If the data between the operand, is true, then what will happen? That means if the data between the operands are same, then I'll be getting the output as what? True. If not false. So please give me some examples, sir. 100% I'm going to give you the example. Observe properly. I'll just consider equality operator. Copy this. Let me just go back to the Sublime text. Okay, in this Sublime text, I'm going to consider a new folder. The folder name happens to be equality operator. Equality operator. Okay, great. Let me just close all the tabs. Okay. Under equality operator, I'm going to consider a new example. There is example number 1.py. When it comes to example number 1.py, I want each one of you to observe properly. Guys, all these things are very easy, but you may have to concentrate. That's it. Please tell me 10 equal to 20. Is that true or false? That's what I told you, right? If the operand data are same, then what will happen? I'll be getting the output as true. If not false, please tell me, do you think the operand data is same or different? Don't you think it is different? That's the reason what will be the output? False. Is that fine? Sir, what about here, sir? If I assume that if I just take the data like this, we'll see how many of them will tell the proper answer. See here, 1 equal to true. 1 equal to true. 100% the output is true. Why? Because 1 for you it is true, but for PVM it is what? 1. That's the reason I got the output as what? True. Next, I'll consider, see here, 0 equal to false. 100%. What is the output? True. Why? Because 0 equal to 0. That is correct, right? That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? True. Is that clear? Next. Now tell me the answer. What will be the output? We'll see how many of them will tell. Many of them will be getting confused here. Because all these things will be asked in the technical MCQs. 10 equal to 10.0. True or false? 10 equal to 10.0. True or false? 100% it is true. Is that fine? Because ultimately the data would remain same. Correct, right? Now tell me, what about this one? What about this one? 10 is equal to 10.6. 100% no. 10 is different. 10.6 is different. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? False. Is that clear? Similarly, please tell me the answer for this one. I have just taken the string data. Sandesh equal to Sandesh. Don't you think all the character within the string are same? That is the reason I'll be getting the output as what? True. But a slight alteration I will do. Sir, what slight alteration, sir? Instead of taking Sandesh in the small letter at the first string, I have just taken it as capital letter. That's the reason, guys. All the characters should be matched. That means all the characters should be equal. Then only will be getting the output as true. If not, the output is false. If I execute, see here, I got the output as false. Why? Because one character mismatch. That's the reason the output is false. I hope easily you can just decide the answer for this one. Ultimately, the answer is what? 10 is not equal to Sandesh. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? False. Next. And now tell me, what about the output here? 10 integer is equal to integer string 10. Integer 10 equal to string 10. Do you think it is equal? No, it is not equal. That's the reason what is the output? False. Is that clear? Next. I'll be taking not equal to operator. Guys, this is equal to operator. Equal to operator. I'll be taking not equal to operator. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider example number 2.py. When it comes to example number 2.py, observe properly. I'll just tell 10 not equal to 20. 10 not equal to 20. True or false? 100% it is what? True. Why? Because 10 is not equal to 20. And now what I'll do? I'll just consider the next example. Okay, sir. What is the next example, sir? Observe properly. We'll see how many of them will tell the proper answer. I will tell Sandesh is not equal to Sandesh. True or false? False. Why? Because Sandesh is equal to Sandesh. Correct, right? See here, guys, many of them will be getting confused. You have to listen properly. Sandesh, all the character of the first string is equal to all the character of second string. Then how come I'll be getting the output as a true? That's the reason. What is the answer? False. Correct, right? See here, Sandesh is not equal to Sandesh. No, boss, it is wrong. It is a false statement. Sir, I should be getting the output as true, sir. Please observe here. If I tell true, 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 not equal to false. Please tell me what is the output, true or false? True not equal to false. 1 not equal to 0. Then what will be the output? False. True or false? True. Correct, right? And now see here, I will tell like this. We'll see how many of them will tell the proper answer. Let me just copy this. True, true, not equal to true. Don't you think true is equal to true? That's the reason I should be getting the output as what? False. If I execute, see the output. Is that clear? I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to the Sublime text, copy this. Let me just go back to the notes, operators, session number 2. I'm going to paste it. I'll just tell example number 1.py. Okay, great. Next, I'll consider example number 2.py. Example number 2.py. When it comes to example number 2.py also, it's pretty simple. I'll just come here. Let me just copy the notes. I would like to paste it here. And output also, I'll just copy. Let me just write down the output for example number 1. Copy this, paste it here. Next, let me just consider the output of example number 2. Okay, sir, what is the output for example number 2, sir? I think true, false is the output. As you may have to think and write the output. Simply don't copy like, okay, someone would have written the output. No, just think whether the output is correct or not. While writing, please cross-verify twice. Next, let me just consider some points. Okay, I'll just tell like this. Equality operator. See here, equality operator is used to compare the data. That's what I'm doing here. See here, if the data between the operand, see here, if the data between the operand is same, then the output is true. If not, the output is false. That is how it will evaluate. Correct, right? And next, observe properly. Let me just consider a chaining of equality operator. Sir, what is the meaning of chaining of equality operator, sir? You only observe what is the meaning. Let me just do one thing. Let me just consider the example. I'll just take example number 3.py. I would like to go back to the Sublime text. Okay, inside this Sublime text, what I'll just consider example number 3.py. When it comes to example number 3.py, chaining of what? Equality operator. As it is pretty simple, like this. That means multiple equality operators. Here, 10 equal to 20. What is the output? False. 20 equal to 30. False. Then what will be the ultimate output? False. Is that clear? Okay. Now tell me what will be the output. We'll see how many of them will tell the correct answer. 10 equal to 10. That is true. 10 equal to 10. That is true. That's the reason I should be getting the output as true for this one. But don't you think 10 is equal to 20? No, right? That's the reason. What is the output? False. Is that clear? Okay. Similarly, we'll see how many of them will tell the answer for this one. It is a bit tricky. 20 not equal to, sorry, 10 not equal to 20. 10 not equal to 20. True. That is true. 10 is not equal to 20. Now tell me 20 equal to 20. True. That's the reason the output, ultimate output happens to what? True itself. Is that clear? Take 5 seconds of time or 10 seconds of time. I want you to guess the answer for this one. Guess the answer. 10 equal to 10. True. Next, 10 not equal to 25. True. Next, 25 equal to 25. True. 25 is not equal to 45. True. If all the data is true, what is the output? True. Is that fine? Guys, like this, I can just take plenty of example, but you might have to understand in a very better manner. That's it. That means you have to learn the basics. I think that's what I have taught you. Okay, great. Now observe properly. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider the next set of topic. Let me just copy this. I would like to go back to the notes. Let me just paste it here. Here I'll just consider the output. Okay, let me just copy the complete output. I would like to paste it here. Chaining of equality operator. Okay. Next, Let me just copy this, paste it here. Okay. I would like to consider the next heading. So what is the next heading, sir? Many of them will be getting confused between double equal to operators. That means whatever the operator that you have learned just now. And there is one more operator called as is operator. There is one more operator called as what? Is operator. Is operator. Okay, sir. What is the difference between that is operator and what is the difference between this double equal to operator, sir? 100%. I'm going to teach you that. You don't worry. But as of now, is that clear for everyone? Have you learned this particular equality operator? That's very important. Please do respond. Have you learned equality operator? Yes or no? Okay. Shall I proceed further? No, I want you to respond. Shall I proceed further? Okay, great. Observe properly. If I want you to explain the difference between double equal to operator and is operator, first of all, don't you think I have to teach is operator? After teaching is operator, 100% I'm going to come back and I'm going to teach you the difference between this equality operator. But as of now, in session number 2, what is the topic that I have taught? Chaining of equality operator. Please write down the notes. Next, example number 2, example number 1. Next, equality operator I have taught you. Next, I have taken 5 examples when it comes to what? Relational operator or comparison operator. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll halt the technical discussion of session number 2 here. I'll be starting the next operator in the next session. Sir, why, sir, you're doing only some chota session? Why? Because you have to write down the notes. But before watching the next session, please update your notes and please practice the program so that easily you'll understand the next upcoming sessions. Okay. Thank you so much for attending session number 2. We'll meet you in the session number 3. Okay. Thank you so much.